Hey guys, what is going on? I've been asked a question multiple times since I've gotten the EcoBoost, and I figured I would answer it today. Now, as some of you may know, I had a 2015 V6 Mustang before I got this car, and I've been asked numerous times why I got rid of the V6 for the EcoBoost. So, first of all, do I miss the V6? I mean, yeah, I like that car a lot, but I mean, I don't really miss it that much. It was a good car. It was quick. It was bolt-on. Besides that, I mean, it was definitely a fun car. I don't have to worry about it blowing up really, like the EcoBoost. But so I mean, yeah, I like the car. It looked good. It sounded pretty good with the exhaust I had on it. It was quick. So it was a good car, and yes, I do miss it sometimes. Now, why did I get rid of it for the EcoBoost? Some people keep asking me, oh, why would you trade that in? Why don't you just boost the V6? Yeah, I could have, except for one thing. The V6 was knocking. Now, I know I just said I don't have to worry about it blowing up, but this may or may not have been self-inflicted damage to the engine. I was tuned by More Power Tuning, MPT Tuning, and I was using the paddle shifters one day, and usually when you're using the paddle shifters and you accidentally forget to shift, it bangs off the rev limiter. Now, I guess MPT took the rev limiter off on the paddle shifters for whatever reason, and I revved it to almost 8,000 RPM, and it was fine. It was about 7,800 RPM, bounced off that limiter, it was fine. I changed my oil right after that, just in case. Now, it started a couple weeks later. I don't know if this had to do, with each other, but a few weeks later, my tuner started picking up knock, which it never really did before, maybe a little bit here and there, but it was like picking up like 2, 3, 4 degrees of knock, and that was worrying me. I didn't think anything of it, I drove it easy, I did some data logs, stuff like that, and it kept getting worse. It got to the point where there was a slight audible knock, or some sort of noise that wasn't there before, and, I'm no mechanic, but it was definitely out of the ordinary. My tuner was picking up knock on there. It was very odd and weird, so I kind of thought it had to do with the revving it to almost 8,000 RPM, who knows. But at that point, I was thinking to myself, well, if something's wrong with the engine, I can either replace the engine, which 3.7s are very cheap. You can get one for like $1,000 bucks, or I can, go and look at my options, see what, Ford has, what other dealerships have. Maybe I can get a different car. Because I'd had it for a year, I was like, you know what, why not go look? So we went and looked. I looked around. I wanted a GT, obviously, but didn't really want to pay that much. And I found this car for a great deal. Like I was saying, we shopped around quite a bit, just looking around at cars, looking around at different options. I was looking online to see the price of 3.7s, just in case I had to replace it. So I mean, I didn't necessarily have to get rid of it. Who knows if there was even a problem? It kind of just, it gave me the opportunity to move into a different car that was, I don't want to say more moddable, but the thing with the EcoBoost versus the 3.7 was, the 3.7 was almost full bolt-on. All I needed was a ported intake manifold. I never took the drag strip, so I don't really have any sort of comparison, but the EcoBoost is definitely faster. How much faster, I'm not sure, but I posted a video of me versus a bolt-on 3.7 Mustang not too long ago, and that kind of shows you the gap between my car and a bolt-on V6. It's pretty big, but the V6, you do full bolt-ons, you're maybe sitting around 300 to 315 wheel horsepower and maybe around 300 torque. EcoBoost, you do a tune and an intercooler, and usually you're around 340 wheel, 350 wheel, on an E30 tune and like 400 foot-pounds of torque. So I kind of thought to myself, you know, if I get the 3.7, if I keep the 3.7, if something's wrong with it, I replace the engine, no big deal. It's not that expensive, but it's not that, I mean, it responds to mods well, but not even close to as well as the EcoBoost response mods. So I would basically, to get something good out of the 3.7, to get good power out of the 3.7, I would probably have to boost it, nitrous, something like that. Which I was planning on doing nitrous, but I was planning on doing that right before I was having the whole knocking issue. So I kind of figured, you know, I should probably hold off on that. But, yeah, that kind of explains why I got the EcoBoost in the first place. It wasn't that I didn't like the 3.7. I would have had that car to this day, and even longer, if it wasn't having those issues. Besides that, I never had an issue with that car. Not one issue. It was a great engine. They're very reliable engines. Not many issues with those engines. So, I mean, I really didn't have any reason besides that to get rid of the V6. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.